Good morning. Welcome to Morning Special. 여러분 안녕하세요. 5월 3일 금요일 Morning Special. 저는 최수진입니다. There are many reasons to cry. You cry of pain, you cry out of despair, and of course you can cry because you're sad. But yesterday, the crying of millions of fans around the world was out of happiness and pride. Of course, I'm talking about the unprecedented feat achieved by our internationally popular BTS, who went down in history as the first Korean winner of not one, but 2 Billboard Awards. 그룹 방탄소년단이 미국 빌보드 뮤직 어워드에서 한국 가수 최초로 2관왕에 올라 K-팝의 새 역사를 썼습니다. 방탄소년단은 어제 미국 라스베이거스에서 열린 2019 빌보드 뮤직 어워드에서 톱 듀오 or 그룹 그리고 톱 소셜 아티스트 상을 받았습니다. 이날 팬들의 이목이 쏠린 부문은 본상 중 하나인 톱 듀오 or 그룹 상이었는데요. 방탄소년단이 수상자로 호명되자 지난해 히트곡 아이돌이 흐르는 가운데 객석에서는 엄청난 환호가 터져 나왔습니다. Well, there's no stopping these icons, and just like the entire nation, I'm sure everyone will agree with me, there are only 2 things we can say at this point to BTS. One would be 축하합니다, and the others would be 수고하셨습니다. Well, with that in mind, let me give you a quiz question here. BTS enjoys worldwide popularity. The group's fan club is also very popular. It's known as this. 1번 Army, 2번 Navy. BTS의 팬클럽 이름을 골라주시면 되겠습니다. 1번 Army, 2번 Navy. 오늘도 청취자 여러분의 많은 참여 기다리고 있습니다. 여러분의 퀴즈 정답 보내주신 분들 중에 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 유기농 건강즙 보내드리겠습니다. 또 소식, 소감, 그리고 방송 중 궁금한 질문 있으시면 보내주세요. 짧은 문자는 50원, 긴 문자는 100원에 샵 1045로 보내주시고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스는 무료로 이용 가능합니다. 그리고 저희가 유튜브 라이브 스트리밍을 하고 있어요. 유튜브에서 EBS 라디오 공식 채널을 검색하셔서 들어오시면 되고요. 모닝 스페셜 1부 9시까지는 유튜브를 통해서도 라이브로 보실 수 있습니다. Okay, then let's kick off today's show with today's global headlines. 세계 각국 언론사들의 어떤 헤드라인이 올라왔는지 살펴보는 시간입니다. Touch Global Headlines.
Amid calls for his resignation, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has appeared flanked by soldiers at an army base in Caracas.
사임 압력을 받고 있는 니콜라스 마두로 베네수엘라 대통령이 군의 단결을 촉구하며 건재를 과시했습니다.
Jerry Junqing Lee, a naturalized American citizen and former CIA officer, pleaded guilty to spying for China after leaving the agency.
미국 중앙정보국 CIA 요원이었던 중국계 미국인이 퇴직 후 중국을 위해 간첩 활동을 해온 사실을 시인했습니다.
According to a study, China's population is expected to peak in 2023 and start declining rapidly afterwards.
중국 인구가 오는 2023년 정점을 찍고 급속히 감소할 것이라는 연구 결과가 나왔습니다.
Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe expressed a strong willingness to hold a summit meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in order to solve the issue of Japanese citizens abducted by North Korea.
아베 신조 일본 총리가 북한에 의한 일본인 납치 문제를 해결하겠다며 북일 정상회담에 대한 강한 의지를 밝혔습니다.
Instagram announced it is running a test that hides the total number of likes on photos and videos.
소셜미디어 네트워크 인스타그램이 좋아요 수와 조회수 등을 가리는 실험에 나서기로 했습니다.
Low-cost carriers like Jeju Air and T-Way Air will start flying routes across China.
그동안 대형 항공사가 독점하던 중국 하늘길이 저비용 항공사에도 활짝 열렸습니다. Well, in the studio this morning is not the boy with love, but the man with love, Mr. Walter Foreman.
Well,
that was
thank
a
you.
reference to BTS, by the way.
I totally get it because the very first BTS song that I listened to in its entirety, from start to finish while watching the video, was Boy with Love.
Ah, there you go. Well, they made another record. They've gone down in history as the first Korean group to win 2 awards at the Billboard Awards. It's fantastic.
As I was scrolling through my social media feed, I saw their posts that were popping up, and
Yep.
they seemed quite starstruck that they were meeting some of their, I don't know if they were their fans themselves or their, people that they liked, but they were meeting Cardi B and Madonna and some really
Right.
big names.
Well, today's quiz is about the fan club of BTS. You may know the name.
I
to
do.
To give a hint for those who might not for some reason.
All right.
No, I think this is more related to the color green than the color blue. Because we have the choices Army or Navy.
Yes,
I think when it comes to the traditional sense of
you
the
got
word.
me there.
I
I
don't
can't
know
help
that.
you.
All right. Anyhow, well, that was the opening and the quiz today, a reference to that. With that said, let's go over the headlines.
Headline number 1. Amid calls for his resignation, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has appeared flanked by soldiers at an army base in Caracas.
사임 압력을 받고 있는 니콜라스 마두로 베네수엘라 대통령이 군의 단결을 촉구하며 건재를 과시했습니다.
So, of course, now we've been reporting on this for a number of days, and the developments, well, there's perhaps some good news. Of course, there is also bad news. The bad news is that we have heard reports of increased injuries as well as some deaths now. So the reports that I've seen have listed 4 people who died in clashes, including 2 teenagers amongst those. And in terms of injuries, we've heard reports of up to 230 people injured. There have been, I understand, about 205 arrests. But as I said, if there can be any good news here, it does seem that things are maybe becoming a bit more stable. And certainly much of that is because of this recent appearance of the president, Maduro, with some 4,500 soldiers with him.
네, 니콜라스 마두로 대통령 정권 퇴진을 요구하며 이제 반정부 시위가 일어난 지 이제 이틀 만에 말씀해 주신 대로 이제 부상자 수도 사망자 수가 좀 늘기는 했습니다만 사망자는 4명, 또 부상자는 230명. 구금된 사람이 또 200명이 넘는다고 하네요. 그럼에도 불구하고 어제 이틀이 지난 어제 카라카스 시내는 굉장히 평온한 상태였다고 합니다. Tell us about that.
Well, there does seem to be some stability, as we've mentioned there, and likely a lot of that is coming after sort of the peak of the violence, I think, that we saw yesterday, even on the Boynin radio, where there were those incidents of the armored vehicles actually hitting some of the demonstrators and or protesters. Another development that has arisen here as well is one of Mr. Guaido's supporters, Mr. Lopez, who had been under house arrest, has apparently seeken refuge at the Spanish embassy. Spain has said that it has no intentions of handing Mr. Lopez over to the Venezuelan authorities, and there has been some footage that shows the Spanish embassy being surrounded by the military.
네, 어제 니콜라스 마두로 베네수엘라 대통령이요 한 기념식 행사에 참석했는데 거기에서 군인 4,500명을 뒤로 하고 이제 건재를 과시했습니다. 그러면서 이런 얘기를 했어요. 반역자들의 쿠데타 시도를 물리치고 전례 없이 단합한 군대가 바로 여기 있다. 우리가 모범을 보일 때가 왔다라고 얘기를 했고요. 분위기도 이제 좀 많이 조용해졌다라고 지금 보도가 되고 있거든요. 그렇다면은 후안 과이도 베네수엘라 국회의장의 이 군사 봉기를 촉구한 게 일단은 실패로 돌아갔다라고 봐야 될까요? We may have to look at this as a failed attempt of the coup.
Well,
for now,
certainly,
right?
yes, certainly one side is very much saying that, but we'll have to wait until obviously everything is said and done. But it
right.
does seem to be sort of leaning toward that direction.
Okay, we'll leave that story there and go on to headline number 2.
Jerry Junsing Lee, a naturalized American citizen and former CIA officer, pleaded guilty to spying for China after leaving the agency.
미국 CIA 중앙정보국 요원이었던 중국계 미국인이 퇴직 후 중국을 위해 간첩 활동을 해온 사실을 시인했습니다.
So this particular gentleman in question worked for the CIA from 1994 to 2007, and it was after that, after he left the CIA in 2010, between 2010 and 2012, that the CIA's network of informants in China, quote-unquote, collapsed. There were many of those informants who were arrested, some were killed, and others went missing, and many people think that the reason for that was because of the actions of Mr. Lee, and in fact, he was charged with the formal charge of conspiracy to deliver national defense information to aid a foreign government.
네, 제리 춘싱 리는요, 종신형에 처할 수 있는 중죄인 간첩행위 공모죄로 기소됐습니다. 미국 법원에서는 유죄를 인정하면서 이제 리의 형량이 20년가량으로 낮아질 수도 있다라는 얘기가 나오고 있는데요. 일단 선고는 오는 8월 이루어질 예정입니다. 미국은 일단은 굉장히 큰 불쾌감을 드러냈어요. 중국만큼 정보 분야에서 미국에 위협이 되는 국가는 없다라고 얘기를 하면서 이 간첩 행위에 대한 불쾌감을 드러냈습니다.
And when asked by the judge to describe his actions, Mr. Lee said that I conspired to gather and send secret information to the People's Republic of China, and he did plead guilty to that offense, and in exchange for pleading guilty, the prosecution dropped two other charges that were related to the retention of classified information.
네, 리는 중앙정보국 CIA의 기밀 정보를 담은 문서를 작성해서 중국에 넘긴 혐의를 받고 있습니다. Let's go on to headline number 3.
Headline number 3, according to a study, China's population is expected to peak in 2023 and start declining rapidly afterwards.
중국 인구가 오는 2023년 정점을 찍고 급속히 감소할 것이라는 연구 결과가 나왔습니다.
So the news itself is not new news, but what is new here is that the peak seems to have moved forward. That means it's expected now to come earlier. The date of 2023 is some 5 years earlier than previous official estimates.
네, 중국 정부에서는 기존에 인구 정점기를 2028년으로 내다봤었거든요. 그런데 최근에 어제 발표된 Global Demographics의 통계에 따르면은 5년 앞선 2023년이면은 중국 인구가 14억 1천만 명으로 정점을 찍고 그 후로는 가파르게 줄어들 것이다라고 했습니다.
Right, the population expected to be in 2023, as you said, 1.4 billion with a B people. If we look at the reason why the population there may be peaking so early, many people point to the previous policy of the one-child policy there in China that was lifted in 2015. At that point, couples were allowed to have more than one child, but many officials saying that it was perhaps lifted too late. Even after the lifting of that policy, China did record one of its lowest birth rates since 1961.
네, One Child Policy가 우리는 이제 한자녀 정책이라고 부르는데요. 1978년부터 시행이 됐어요. 그 당시에는 인구 증가를 막기 위해서 이런 정책이 시행이 됐었지만 결국은 이제 출산율이 점점 줄어들면서 2015년에는 한자녀 정책이 폐지됐습니다. 그래서 이제 모든 부모가 2명의 자녀를 가질 수 있게 됐지만 여전히 출산율은 회복의 조짐을 보이지 않고 있습니다. Let's go on to our next headline.
Headline number 4, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe expressed a strong willingness to hold a summit meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in order to solve the issue of Japanese citizens abducted by North Korea.
아베 신조 일본 총리가 북한에 의한 일본인 납치 문제를 해결하겠다며 북일 정상회담에 대한 강한 의지를 밝혔습니다.
So many people are saying what's remarkable here is not only the fact that Prime Minister Abe made this announcement that he is willing to have the summit meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, but it's also the way in which he made that announcement. During that announcement, he said that he was willing to meet the North Korean leader unconditionally and with an open mind.
No strings attached.
Exactly.
조건을 붙이지 않고 김정은 북한 국무위원장과 만나서 솔직하게 허심탄회하게 얘기해보고 싶다라고 어제 아베 총리가 밝혔습니다. 그 일본 신문들을 보니까요, 이 납치 문제 해결이 지연되고 있는 가운데 이런 얘기가 나온 것이다라고 얘기를 하고 있어요. 아베 총리는 지난 3월 납치 피해자 가족들을 만난 자리에서 다음에는 내가 김 위원장과 마주봐서 이런 얘기를 하도록 하겠다. 그런 의지를 나타냈었고 그에 대한 화답으로 어제 이렇게 발표를 한 것으로 보입니다. So, what happened? Take us back.
Yes, I think that's exactly where we need to go. One of the pivotal items here is, as you say, to go back to the 1970s and the 1980s, because it was then that several Japanese citizens, let's say, disappeared. Those citizens, at least Japan claims, were kidnapped by North Korea. For many years, North Korea, of course, denied those accusations, but there was some admission in 2002 by North Korea that it had taken some 13 Japanese civilians. However, on the Japanese side, the people involved with this say the numbers are much higher, up to as high as 470.
네, 북한은 2002년에 13명의 납치 사실을 인정했습니다. 그래서 5명을 돌려보내면서 8명은 사망했다. 이렇게 밝혔지만 이에 대해서 일본은 피해자가 아직 남아있을 것이다. 라고 얘기를 하고 있고요. 이 문제 해결을 주요 과제로 거론하고 있지만 특별한 진전이 지금 여러 해가 지났지만 없습니다. 이제 상케이 신문 같은 경우에는 이제 아베 총리의 인터뷰에서 이런 취지가 있을 것이다라고 분석을 하면서 그렇지만 대북 제재라든지 비핵화 등에 대한 언급은 없었습니다. Let's go on to our next headline.
Headline number 5. Instagram announced it is running a test that hides the total number of likes on photos and videos.
소셜미디어 네트워크 인스타그램이 좋아요 수와 조회수 등을 가리는 실험에 나서기로 했습니다.
There's a couple of interesting little side notes to this story. Number one is that the test is initially slated just to be conducted in Canada. Now, you and I were actually discussing this. We don't know if that means it's accounts that are registered to people in Canada or if it's going to happen when people geographically go into Canada, but nevertheless, it is sort of focused on Canada. The other interesting note here was that when it was first discovered, Instagram actually denied that they were doing this. However, now, of course, they've made the official announcement, so it is happening on a small scale in Canada.
네. 인스타그램이 이렇게 좋아요 수와 조회수를 숨기는 거를 이번 주 내에 캐나다에서부터 실험을 시작하겠다 이렇게 밝혔는데요. 이 실험은 이제 본인이 사진을 올렸을 경우에는 그 조회수라든지 이런 걸 볼 수 있지만 다른 사람은 볼 수 없게 하는 겁니다. 그 이유가 뭔가요?
Well, that's a good question. We have to ask ourselves, why would this be the case? According to Instagram, at least, they are saying this, quote, "We are testing this because we want followers to focus on the photos and the videos being shared rather than how many likes those photos and videos are getting."
네, 이런 변화는요, 이용자들이 얼마나 많은 사람들이 자신에게 관심을 갖고 있는지 이런 걱정을 좀 덜 하고 스트레스를 받지 말고 원래 인스타그램의 취지였던 소통에 조금 더 중점을 두도록 그런 취지로 이런 실험을 하고 있다라고 밝혔습니다. Let's go on to our final headline.
Headline number 6, low-cost carriers like Jeju Air and T-Way Air will start flying routes across China.
그동안 대형 항공사가 독점하던 중국 하늘길이 저비용 항공사에도 활짝 열렸습니다.
So this information comes to us from the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport, which held an Air Traffic Review Committee meeting on May the 2nd. One of the results of that meeting were, of course, these increases in flights, not only amongst low-cost carriers, but also amongst traditional carriers. If we look at some of the numbers here, the number of South Korea to China air passenger routes will increase from 57 up to 66. And along with that, of course, will come an increase in the number of flights, increasing from 449 per week up to now 588.
Which will mean, of course, it will not only be easier to get a flight to and from Korea and China, but the cost will probably go down as well.
Well, that's the theory, of course. With the increased supply, should come a reduction in cost, yes.
네, 5년 만에 새롭게 늘어난 한중 항공 운수권이 이제 LCC라고 하는 저가 항공사들의 대거 배분됐습니다. 그래서 대형 항공사들의 독점이 이제 깨질 것으로 보이고요. 특히 LCC의 중국의 신고 취향으로 인해서 중국 항공권 가격이 좀 많이 줄어들지 않겠느냐라는 업계 측의 전망이 나오고 있습니다.
And this increase in flights is not just adding more flights to existing routes, but it is also adding new routes as well. So people will have other choices in destinations.
All right, and we'll leave those headlines there. Let's now remind our listeners of the quiz.
Our quiz this morning. BTS enjoys worldwide popularity. The group's fan club is also super popular. The fan club is known as the blank. Is it number 1, Army, or number 2, Navy?
짧은 문자는 50원, 긴 문자는 100원에 샵 1045로 보내주시고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. 총 5분께 추첨을 통해서 유기농 건강즙 보내드리겠습니다. 노래 듣고 와서 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼게요. Boys Like Girls, The Great Escape.